Hey everyone. It's Meg, I guess. I wanted to start this video and just ask, I suppose at first, about like just you guys. I mean, if anyone's watching and if you have any questions about anything, I would just like love to know. I have a lot of videos that I'm excited to do and just I have a list of just things that in like I said in my head I thought I couldn't find these questions answered by other people, whether it's they thought it was too much information to share, whether it's financial numbers, things like that, where it's like, okay, yeah, I get it, people don't want to talk about money, and yeah, I don't necessarily want to talk about money because it's like one month you could be really great, and one month it can be, if you did the video, then everyone thinks that that's how it is every single month, and it's like, no, we've got ebbs and flows. So that's just the learning, especially the first year. But yeah, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I basically um, started all this because I I wanted to have a journey of questions and things that I had to find out and on my own that I couldn't find on TikTok or I couldn't find on YouTube. And it's not from lack of looking. Like there's plenty of people, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who may have actually put out plenty of information that I just didn't find. But yeah, there's I just thought it'd be fun. And so I'll keep doing this and I'll keep sharing. Um, I have a video today that I was actually going to do one for the girls. We're starting up spray tanning, so that's an exciting adventure. Maddie Kimmel, she was kind of like the lead star on it. And I didn't even know that Taylor knows how. I'm pretty sure Sharice knows how. And then Jackie did the class as well to learn spray tanning. So I'm excited for the girls. It's not something that I ever really got into, but now that they're so excited, I'm like happy for them because I'm learning something new. I love learning. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to do a separate video because I kind of got started with this one. I recorded one, and this stupid mic. I love technology a little bit, but then I also hate it. I did a whole other video. Didn't record my voice because I forgot to turn the mic on. So it's a full video of me talking, and yeah, those are the fun things that I'm going through. Trying to just do these things. But anyway, yeah, I want to know your questions. I want to know anything. I mean, so you ask, and I might think it's too personal, and I don't answer. I'm sorry, but I would rather you ask because, like, maybe at some point I might be comfortable answering it. Or two, like, I would love to answer anything that I can help with if you think that it would help. It doesn't have to be spa related. I mean, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. If you think that you're starting a business and it's like something like you would like to know, like, I don't know, like how much, if you think that how much I saved up before I started my project, or um, how much you think that it costs to do something, or like I'm pretty open, for the most part. I feel like maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, I'd like to help if I can, and I think that yeah, I think it's cool if anyone sees this ever and it's just kind of like, I really can't find an answer to this, and this is what's keeping me from starting my business, and I would just, if I can help with that, I'd love to. So yeah, anyway, so I decided to turn this into more of a businessy video real quick. So I was going to divert that and change it to expenses. um, it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but I think that one thing that I have tried to do good at is check in with myself on what I'm buying month to month, um, what I think is necessary, what I like see myself like buying that I think is that a cost that I really need, especially with it being summer. Summer, I feel like, is a little bit of a tighter season, aesthetics wise. You kind of tend to get maybe a little bit more waxing than facials, and so it can be a little bit slower. And yeah, I think that for me, if I'm talking about what I predicted, I started out, um, gosh, okay, last year was our first full year, was my first full year, even just as an esthetician. So, uh, I graduated in April. I started my aesthetics in May. And so basically from May to, um, let's say October, because I knew I wanted to do this by then. And I was probably not buying as much stuff for myself by the end of October because I was putting a lot more of that money towards what I was going to be doing in November. So, yeah, I took my, sorry, side note, I'll start it off this way. Massage has a very, very low overhead after you get all of the things you need. Um, Minimalist, like if someone has a rented space and they have a bed and sheets, um, I would I would suggest sheets for 20 sets of sheets. If you have 20 sets of sheets, a lot of people can't do 10 people in one day. I do, on most of the time, and that could be half hours. But if you're doing that many people, then you want at least the same amount of sheets for the next day, and so that you can catch up on your laundry. And I would say I can probably get roughly 5 sets of sheets that I want to do in one load. So that gives me 2 loads of laundry to do before the next day. But if I have 20 sets of sheets, then I never run out. So that's you have your bed, you have sheets, you have a room, you have some sort of music, whether it be your phone. So Pandora is free. With ads, it's $5 if you don't want ads. At first, like even when I started out, that was as basic low maintenance as I had it. I had a cabinet, had a hot towel warmer. Hot towel warmers run about $100 for a nice big unit. Um, so then you got towels inside of that. I got dollar towels at Walmart. I mean, you can really start out, under $1,000 in having a massage space. Obviously, that's post school for your academics, but that's way too much, honestly. But it's usually how expensive your table is. I had a foldable and portable table because I went to clients' houses at the beginning, and yeah, so on that's just one of those things where you're like, okay, that was the max overhead to get started, and then to retain that was, I was probably like 500 in sheets, roughly 200 for my beds. I didn't get one bed from school, and I actually bought another bed off somebody for like $50. So I had 2 beds, and then I bought a prenatal table for another $50. So I had 2 beds for 200 bucks. Well, 3. Um, with that being said, chair, I got it from, I don't know if anyone's local, but the Palms closed. It was a salon, and they had like a stool, $10. Um, like I said, my sheets were the big expense, honestly. And then your cream. So my cream, I obviously only bought a month's supply at first. I bought like 1-gallon containers. Lasted me a month. Actually, it was plenty for my first month because I wasn't very busy. But then that's your expense. You know what I mean? So you have your rent, and every month is cream. I'm sorry, but I don't know another job that has less overhead than that. Not that I know of. I mean, obviously, I rented a space where I didn't have utilities. I took all my sheets home and washed them at home. So, yes, technically, my water bill at home was my expense, and then you have the detergent. But yeah, I mean, my overhead legitimately was cream. So I went from cream to being an esthetician where I needed brushes and sponges and bowls and headbands and all of the supplies for the face, steamers, machines to start working on people. That is the overhead is something I was never going to know until I got into it. Um, I treated aesthetics the same way I treated massage, which was I had a chiropractic job. When I knew I wanted to be out on my own, I started to buy um, the things. So it wasn't a lump sum of money that I needed to spend to start out. It was, hey, I'm going to buy one thing here and there to get me by. And then out of every paycheck, I'll buy me one thing that is of good quality that I'm going to save for that or put that money aside for that because it's a bigger expense. Um, but yeah, I did one little thing at a time when I was working there. Um, for aesthetics, I did the same thing. I was still working while in school. So every little thing that I started to see that I was going to need, a set of brushes, set of bowls, the head garments. Every week I bought like 10 of, well, more than that of brushes, but like the approximate amount I needed for 2 days worth of clients is what I bought each week out of the paycheck that I was still trying to make on top of my bills and things like that that I was paying for while in school. So that's not for everybody. Some people need to take a loan out and they want to put it all in that neat place. I completely get that. This worked for me with massage. And so I worked harder while in school and picked up even try to put clients where I could to pick up more hours because the more things that I saw I was going to need, I needed to go ahead and start buying those. So I didn't have a huge cost right when I graduated. So that's what I did. So I'm needless to say, long story about what I did to prep for myself. But in taking those months, going back to what I was saying before, May to October, I then estimated what my monthly cost of overhead, now that I had my supplies, my reusable supplies. So then that's my overhead is all my dermalogical products, still my massage cream, and then an idea of any more products I would have liked to have gotten, and then I obviously needed to add in here, which was going to be like things that we were going to do. So scrubs, more lotion for that, um, lotion for massaging during, for each person during facials, things like that. Um, and then go from there on just that overhead of that estimate. And I had to, even that was not the best because when I started out, it was basically summer. Summer is a huge difference in facial products than winter is because you might see an ebb and flow. We have more wax that we're getting used in the summer and less facial products, and then usually in the winter we're getting a lot more facials in microneedling, chem peels, all of those things ebb and flow. So I guess what I'm getting at is that's I'm sure with any type of company of supplies or things like that, but it's not like a copy company. Paper, ink, those kinds of things. Yes, you're going to have maybe higher in around Christmas because people make Christmas. I don't know. Everyone has an ebb and flow. Doesn't matter what you're doing. I'm just kind of trying to say what I try to estimate, what I was going to do and need for when we started here. I think I did a pretty decent job of it. But I also, if you see my back room right now, I have a tendency to overbuy. Sale. I am so much more of a person that I freak out, and I don't know. Hopefully, there's one other person out there like me. I would rather have too much of something than not enough. Stems from a lot more probably childhood things. I was from a really big family, and when my dad worked, my mom stayed at home. So like when we would go shopping for groceries, I loved cooking, so I usually went with mom for grocery shopping. And when you have one income and you're feeding that many people, you buy in bulk. And I learned that very early on, and it was easier to make sure you had what you needed for multiple meals than going and buying for one meal. Everyone kind of knows that. I mean, it's more expensive if you need this, this, and this, and this, rather than, okay, I already have 3 of those things because I had bought it in bulk previously and I still have some left over. So, yeah, probably a little bit of that has always been implemented into me. So I carry that with me, and I've applied that here, and in a lot of great ways. I will never run out of toilet paper. I'm not going to run out of, Kleenexes, things like that. It's just, when it comes to the part of it that's not so good is when it comes to facial products. We have expiration dates, and that's hard. It's hard to make sure that you're meeting that before those things, need to be used, and not overbuying and then not getting that recirculated. So I'm learning that. I'm trying to do better. But if I can give you one note on this, I guess, video, that's if you're a new business owner, put it in your calendar, whether it's every month or if if you have the time, or at least every 3. Make it have 10 alarms. I don't care how many, but tell yourself to sit down and re-look at your expense and your sales, because I knew that about myself before coming into this. So I knew I needed to check myself on, like, hey, like, you don't need to order any more of that. But also the fact that, I don't know, I think it's good for anybody. If you don't pay attention to that and wait till the end of the year, you're going to be like, that's a lot of expense. What was I spending it on? And then you look and you're kind of like, did I really need that? Those types of things. It needs evaluated. Even in a normal life, I mean, even at home, like, trust me, I have like every single streaming service for videos, and I'm like, do I need them all? It's like, we should do that in our own life. But yes, evaluate cost and expense. I'm going to go over a little bit of that now, I guess. 18 minutes. I just talk, don't I? But okay. So, I was just going to do a short one. This is just a short one on subscriptions. The things that I have looked over today on, like, my cost expense. If the girls are watching this, they're going to laugh, because I have legitimately circled like 3 times candy on here, and they're going to know why. I've always kind of had like a little candy jar for my massage clients, because, like, I think what's better than invoking them to, like, liven up after massage, because we kind of call it massage drunk, is a piece of candy. You know what I mean? So I've always kind of just usually tried to have some type of candy for them to be able to grab on their way out, kind of invigorate them, wake them back up, whatever they need to do. And so I have some candy dishes in the shop and some little munchkins like to eat the candy for the clients. But anyway, it's an expense at the end of the day. It's, I mean, $30 in candy a month is not nothing, and it's like you don't think of those things, and then you're like, okay, well, is that an expense I need to provide? And when you have a slower month, that's not an expense you want to provide, and then you kind of question it. But water was always a big thing. I've been to plenty of massage places, and I think the hard part is knowing water bottles. I mean, everything is expensive now, but like the little small water bottles are twice as much as the big water bottles. So then you think like, oh, I'll buy these little personal ones to give clients for when and it's like that adds up. So like what we do here is I have glasses, and I'm sorry, I will wash glass to save myself money. And I feel like that's not a bad thing. Um, I know that people might be like, ew, like it's a glass. How well are they cleaning? But like, I will take a person saying that over the fact that they don't have to know how much someone probably pays to buy water for a full year for a business that probably has 20 people walking in every day. If I was providing that many water bottles every single day, I mean, that's an easy $100+ a month that you're spending just in water bottles. So that's a lot. And I'm not okay with that expense. Honesty. So yeah, we have ice water, I have filtered water. I've got two different versions of filtered water. I have, the fridge itself has its own, and then I have a dispenser inside the fridge that even has filtered water in it. So I try to provide at least good water. But anyway. The other thing was cream, oil, and scrub supplies. Those are our big bulk items that are reusable. Not reusable, they're used to an excess and distributed between the girls. So, yes, I am buying those in as large as bulk as I can. My cream comes in 5-gallon containers. That saves me on average probably $30, which is about half the price of a 1-gallon container of cream. Cream is more expensive than lotion. It's thicker. I like to use cream. I feel like my clients love the cream that I use. I use Biotone, just the pink label massage cream. Oil. We use all kinds of different oils here. We have jojoba oil. We have coconut oil. We have almond oil. I've got macadamia oil in the back with the scrubs. I just try to get bigger bottles and get different pump bottles for the girls and distribute that out. Same with scrub supplies. Buy in bulk. Buy in bulk. My friend's gonna hate me probably. Hopefully not. She normally watches my videos though, so she'll know who she is. I got to see her own her shop for 1 year before I started mine. 1 year? Maybe two. Maybe two. Sorry. No. 3. Gosh, I'm so old. Sorry. But okay, so at least 2 years. I got to see what she had to go through with having her shop. And I got to learn from her. And it's not, I'm not using her as an example lightly. I paid attention to the things that I could tell are just tedious, or things that I could tell pinched, pinched her pocketbook for a little while, or, and things that, I'm not saying this lightly, but things that other people in the shop, you do not see. You don't, like the girls here don't see. I don't want them to see. Like, if I was struggling, like really struggling, then I'm pretty open about talking to them about it being like, hey, we need to, how checking in on like how much we're using of something, making sure that we're, you know what I mean, using the appropriate amount, those types of things. But um, yeah, when you run in, luckily I haven't yet, and I am a renter. My friend is an owner, completely different scenarios. She is responsible for maintenance and the things that happen to her shop. Um, when you run into anything, um, from a faucet not turning right or anything like that, like that, I'm not trying to give her information of like the things that she's had to go through, but like if you have to go through that, that cuts back on your income because you own it, you have to fix it. I am lucky if there is a functional thing within here when it comes to like plumbing, electrical, or roof, um, parking lot. Those are things that there is a maintenance guy. I talked about John before that will come around and help those things. Now, there are certain things within here if I'm needing to add shelves, or those are things that my owner is not responsible for, obviously. So I would pay him to do those types of things. Um, but anyway, going back, I had to see her in her downtime, not struggle, but like, do tedious errands. And one of them is going to Sam's. And Sam's for us is not a local place. It's about half hour away. That's our biggest bulk store. We don't have a Costco. Um, and just going there for the normal things, toilet paper, paper towels, um, bulk water, bulk pop, bulk snacks, those add up. And as much as you want to provide something for free because your customers are coming in and they like, you want to kind of provide a great atmosphere and something special, you also have to watch that cost. And you have an employee that leaves, you know what I mean? That's an income loss, and you still have the same expense. So those are just things that I knew I didn't want to have to maybe take on as much, or I didn't have time to run like my hours. I didn't have time to run up there as often as she would have been able to. So I started to do Amazon Subscribe and save. So you get usually more bulk percentage off, and they ship it to me. I can't explain how much it's nice to just have them ship it here, and it's done. My paper towels come every 2 months. My toilet paper comes every 2 months. Like, it's shipped, it's sent. I don't have to keep on top of it. Now, have I had to adjust how much I need? Absolutely. I definitely probably adjusted. I've adjusted almost well, probably I've adjusted my second month because I started doing supplies every 2 months. And then in that second month, I kicked it to 3 and 4 on certain things, but I really like it. I'm not going to go crazy on it, but this is just an example. Kleenexes sounds simple, right? I have it every 6 months now because I've got about 8 boxes in the back, and there's like I think there's 12 in each box of like small cubes. I don't need any more of that for the winter. I don't have any more coming till February now because I moved it out. It was every 3 months. See if I can get this to adjust. Now I moved it to every 6 for quantities. It's a game changer. I know people probably do it for at home. I did a little list here of the things that I use it for. I already said it earlier: toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex, toilet bowl cleaners, those little small round ones. Wax sticks are huge, wax strips, trash bags, ink. I know a lot of people do detergent. At home, I do dog food. Um, yeah, basically a lot of the same things. They're bulk things though. They're things that I don't want to have to go out, get, takes up a lot of room. Yeah, I just don't want to do it. So Amazon should pay for this, but subscribe and save. um, that's just like a little dump, I suppose, of ordering, of things that like things that I've circled on here that are more the things I need to evaluate this month is wipes, supply wipes. Like, say you're trying to save a little money, wipes are a larger expense than having a detergent in a spray bottle and using a rag. But the problem is that wipes are nice because you can just pull one out and you wipe things down and it's done and you can just throw it away. But a lot of people don't understand that that is I can make tons of huge spray bottles, reuse a rag for half the price of the wipes, and it's lasts 3 times as long. Expense. What do we need to use it for? So trying to, those are the things that it's a little bit hard on being like, I need to be more open about with the girls, because they might not understand that I might question and be like, oh, have you gone through like 2 containers of wipes in a month? Like, I've barely used one in 2 months, because I also under my sink have the spray bottle and a couple of rags, because there are certain things like, yeah, if I'm wiping down a whole surface, I'm just going to spray it down and wipe it off. If it's, the machines and a lot of the like small little handheld things, I'm going to be, using a wipe a little bit more. It might have a different cleaning aspect to it, but more crevices, those types of things. I'm going to wipe it with that. And then I'm going to go soak it in the let's say biotone. I'm going to go soak it, sanitize it, and then put it in the dry sanitizer or things like that. Like, there's multiple steps of it, but I know the expense of it, so I'm going to use them a little bit less. They're just little things. And that's the hard part, I think. It's like, I don't want to complain about it. I don't want to seem like I'm complaining about it, because I'm not trying to. It's just the money side of me that's going like, hey, this does probably need talked about, because it's something small to them, but it's something costly to me. So yeah, simple, long video. Sorry again. I don't know if anyone watches these. It's fine. It's fine if not, but it's okay if you are a person who owns a shop and you need to tell them, not just employees, because all my people are independent, but like, everything adds up. Everything adds up, and it's okay to check yourself monthly, every other month, and go back over your expenses and just go, hey, should I get the GV version? That's fine. Like, even if you want the regular, should you get it? It's okay. It's okay, because I guarantee you the client doesn't know that you're worried, you've used Great Value wipes or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Weird video. A check-in. I'm going to reiterate, if anyone has watched the full thing, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment, and I would love to answer anyone's questions about anything and go into detail. Just talk, obviously. But yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. Love you lots.